Hello everybody, how are you all doing? Welcome back to Man City Unplugged, your very own Man City fan channel. It's the away trip to Crystal Palace, and it's not gonna be easy, guys. Away to Crystal Palace is never easy. People are telling they're out of form. They haven't won in the last 10 matches, and they haven't scored in the last so many matches and all of those things. But Crystal Palace away traditionally has actually been a tough fixture for us. And generally, Patrick Vieira and even before him, Roy Hodgson as well against City, they set up to frustrate us. They're absolutely lethal on the counter. Wilfried Zaha, Olise, Eze, Jeffrey Schlupp might be playing. They have a good midfield there who can, break things up and set them on the counter attack. Their defense is Joachim Anderson, and it's good. There is, I think Mitchell, who plays as left back. Defensively, they're a good side, compact side, threat from set pieces. So there are a lot of qualities, about Crystal Palace that are there to admire, and it's not going to be an easy game, guys. Pep Guardiola in his last press conference, what did he say? He said that our season will be defined by Crystal Palace away, Leipzig at home, which is the next game, and Burnley FA Cup. So this is our last Premier League match before international break because we have an FA Cup tie. So if we drop points here, we could virtually be going into the international break. I mean, we could virtually, in an alternate world, going into the international break. This with our season over, literally, we could drop points here, and the title race could almost be gone. We could be out of the Champions League. We could be out of the FA Cup. So this week can literally define our season. So it's going to be absolutely important, very crucial this week. You know you could actually argue that it is unfair that this is you play such a long season, and how can 1 2 or 3 games, how can a week actually define your season? But that's how it is, that's how it actually bloody is. It's not fair, but who said that life is fair? Who said that things around are fair? Nothing is fair. You just have to fight for what you really want, go against all the odds, and that's what City have to do here. Last week, I thought Arsenal will drop points, but I mean, you could call it luck or something. At the end, they just had a long shot and they won it, just like against Aston Villa. In a parallel world, probably they should have dropped 2 points against Aston Villa and at least 2 points against Bournemouth, and then title race we are ahead. But that's not how it happens. So that's why they say mentality is the most important thing. That's why they say mentality is absolutely key if you have to go through title races and you have to win title races. So, I mean, I had just one day. Maybe I was a bit upset that if Arsenal would have drop points, it would have been better and stuff. But after that, nothing at all about that. I mean, I'm like the worst thing is being upset over other people winning or being upset over other people not getting some points for you. I mean, whatever we can control, we'll control. We'll fight till the end. We have pride in battle. That has always been the motto of this club. Together till the end. So we'll control whatever we can, whatever we have in our hands. And at the end, despite us controlling whatever we can, if we lose, we lose the title. If we lose, we lose the Champions League. If we lose, we lose the FA Cup. So it's not it's about giving your best, depending on what is in your control, and that's it. I think that's how we've got to look at the season now. I'm not speaking here as if the season's done or something. This is a situation which we have found ourselves consistently in the last 2 3 4 even 5 years. So we have been used to this, and the fact that we have found ourselves in situations like this are kudos to the fact of how every season this team is going to the title. Winning or losing is another thing, but every year since the last 4 5 even 6 years, this team is challenging for the title. So that is what we, as fans, we should be proud of more than anything else. I'm incredibly tired of the negativity around the club, telling that I mean, fans stating that if we lose this title to Arsenal, it will be an absolute disgrace. And I mean, kind of in those lines, all nonsense. People have to put it in context and realize that we are going for a third Premier League title in a row. It has been done only once in the bloody history of English football. right from the 1880s or something. So what we are going for is a spectacular achievement. We get there or not, it's still the fact that we are fighting for it is a spectacular achievement in itself. So people should just, I mean, just get rid of all the negativity and all of those things, especially in the fan base. This team has done so well over the past few years that even if we had a season off this season, I think we should give the leeway. But still, we are fighting on all fronts. We're fighting even in transition. Even in transition, even with when we are not up to 100%, we are still going for the title. Haaland is not settled into the team yet. Pep does not know his combination yet. You just do not know what suits you better. Is it Mahrez on the right, Foden on the left, or is it Willis on the left and Foden on the right? Where do you play Mahrez? Then where do you play KDB? Does KDB even suit this system? Where do you play Julian Alvarez? That you're extending his contract by one more year. So lot of things, lot of things. What is the future of Aymeric Laporte? So this is a team in transition. So we have to give it to them. We have to give it to them. So whatever happens in the season from here on, I think we should be fully behind our team. The players are just walking onto the pitch now. I mean, I was a bit confused today. I was thinking about how will he play the wingers? Who will he play as the wingers? Will he play Grealish, Foden, or will he play Foden on the left, Mahrez on the right? Will he play Grealish, Mahrez? Because I know that he has Leipzig in mind as well, which is uh, I mean, to be fair, it is a bigger tie than this because you get knocked out. Leipzig and the Champions League dream is over. So that with the round of 16. I think when was the last time we got knocked out in the round of 16? I think it was to Monaco or bloody Spurs. I don't know, but it was a long back because we've been consistently making finals, semi-finals, quarterfinals, semi-finals, finals. Despite what people say about us not winning the Champions League and stuff like that, we have consistently been there. Unlike, for example, a PSG who have been to one final and that's it. I mean, we have consistently been to a final, a semi-final, quarter-final. So we are almost being there in the later stages of the Champions League, and I think that is far more crucial than just winning it one season and the next season you drop off. So I'm happy with the way we have progressed in the Champions League in the last 2, 3, 4 years. So that's why I think the Leipzig game actually becomes much more important because you just can't get knocked out in the round of 16 because we'll again undo a bit of a good work that has been done over the past 3, 4, 5 years. JSK says, him on Haaland to Madrid rumors have already started, and JSK says, and Alvarez extended only to be on bench. But JSK, Fabrizio Romano yesterday told that Manchester City are in the prime position in the Josko Guardiola race. It seems that there was an article run by Goal as well, Goal.com, and they said that Pep Guardiola has now made Josko Guardiola priority signing, and he has told the Man City Chiefs that he wants Guardiola at any cost. And regarding the Madrid thing, because I've read actually the opposite of it, because Spanish press have generally been saying that Madrid think that Josko Guardiola 100 million is just not is out of their range a bit, and they're because they're also looking for a high profile striker signing this season. Maybe Mbappe rumor is there, but they want to spend a lot on the striker because Benzema is getting old and stuff, and they're looking to replace Luka Modric as well. He's turning 38, so the Spanish players say that. Real Madrid are looking at Antonio Silva at Benfica from Portugal. Yes, he's a Benfica player, and Ruben Diaz. We were linked to him 2 years back and stuff like that. So I think Josko Guardiola is the number one priority for us. I don't think any other club can go for Josko Guardiola. Who will spend 100 million on Josko Guardiola? I don't see it because clubs have various other priority positions to fill. Like Liverpool will go for Jude Bellingham, their budget is there. Madrid will go for a striker. Barcelona doesn't have a budget in it, so that's a different thing. They'll only go for free agents. Bayern Munich, I don't think will give 100 million and things like that. And Bayern have good centre backs as well, so Bayern will not go. Who are the other clubs? Chelsea, I don't think they'll spend on centre backs again. Spurs, no way. Daniel Levy will not spend that much, that too on a defender. So who are Italian clubs? No chance that Italian clubs spend 100 million or stuff on a single player. It's no chance. So who are the other clubs? Manchester United striker is their priority, and I think 100 million or at least 18 million for Victor Osimhen from Napoli. So I mean, if you just go on and count the clubs, I Newcastle don't think with financial fair play still they have to comply on a lot of things, and they'll not spend 100 million, that too without the Champions League. I mean, even if they get the Champions League, they're not going to spend 100 million on Guardiola. It's not going to be financially sustainable for them, because they would like to spend to improve overall squad and not a single position. And their defense has been the best defense in the league. So why would they spend 100 on Guardiola? So I mean, so if you just write down the points regarding each club and do they have a chance to go to Guardiola logically, I don't think in any of the clubs will have an interest, or they would like to spend 80-90 million on Guardiola. So I actually think City have a much more freer run than people think. Of course, unless Guardiola is particularly adamant that I'll join Madrid or something like that. So I think we have a damn good chance of getting Guardiola. JSK says Chelsea, but doubt he'll prefer to pick Conference League. But JSK, Chelsea, Badiashil, Thiago Silva, Marc Cucurella is playing a centre back, Wesley Fofana. So at least four players, and I think there's one more defender over there who I just can't seem to remember. So at least Chelsea has five defenders over there. So just on the top of my head. So I don't think Chelsea will go for him. And Chelsea need a striker. We have to remember Chelsea need a striker, and strikers are not going to come cheap in this transfer window, because there aren't many. Victor Osimhen's there. Gonzalo Ramos is there from Benfica, I think, if I'm not wrong, and Gonzalo Ramos is going to cost 80 million is a release clause. So, but difficult. It will be very difficult for Chelsea to spend 100 on Josko Guardiola. But just imagine if we get Josko Guardiola, I think it will be one of the perfect signings here, especially for Phil Foden's there running through. Phil Foden's running through. Jack Grealish, Jack. Pass it to Nathan. Pass it to Nathan. Pass it to Nathan. No, Jack Grealish doesn't pass it. Navi passes it. I'm just thinking we need a centre back who has pace, because we need him to control big spaces, and to control big spaces you need to have pace as a centre back. So, so I think if you are going to play with Haaland up front, I think Josko Guardiola like signing is really important. Nathan Ake, good pass by Jack Grealish. It's a corner. So it's all positive on Josko Guardiola. I'm just imagining a defense of Ake, Diaz and Josko Guardiola. Well, that would just be fire, right? Or even Josko Guardiola, Ruben Diaz and John Stones. That would just be fantastic. That would just be wonderful. Phil Foden with the corner. Ilkay Gundogan with a very good touch. Hit it, just hit it. So many deflections over there, and City are already looking to exert pressure on Crystal Palace. This is very good. This is extremely good football, I would say. I'm again interested in the kind of formation that Pep will play. Pep is playing, especially with John Stones. Is John Stones cutting inside, or is he playing as a traditional right back? Just have to look at it. That's a good save from Gaeta. Very good save. That was heading in. The ball just then fall to Erling Haaland over there. Just awaited Erling Haaland. City have controlled the first 3 minutes very well, but we have seen City control 70-80. Against Forest, we controlled the bloody game and drew 1-1. So, I mean, the season's been like that. Arsenal play poorly against Aston Villa and they win 3-2. They're 2-0 down at halftime and they play poorly at Bournemouth and they win 3-2. Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish is shooting from distance, which is a very good sign. Which is an extremely good sign, I would say. Jack Grealish dribbling through, and he's just a joy to watch when Jack Grealish picks up the ball and goes. JSK says, and we need a good new goalkeeper too, especially someone like a Donnarumma. But Donnarumma is not as good as a Street with Ederson, right, JSK? I know where you come from, JSK, but I think rather than Donnarumma, Ortega will be a good option. Ortega is better than Donnarumma with his feet and shot stopping. Well, probably Donnarumma is a bit better, but I would take Ortega for his all-round game because that is what Pep will actually look for. Good to see John Stones back. But honestly, if you ask me, I just think Edison is having a bad season. I know there are a lot of Stephen Ortega fans here. I'm a big fan myself of Stephen Ortega, but I think we must accept the fact that Ederson is having a bad season, and probably Stephen Ortega next season will provide him with good competition as well. What I expect eventually to happen is that's an awful cross into the stands by John Stones. So what I eventually expect to happen is Stephen Ortega to start in the cup games and the Champions League included, and Ederson to be a Premier League goalkeeper next season. JSK says, and also who will be our midfield options? That is interesting, JSK. Midfield options because Florian Wirtz was a name. I think you were the one as well who wanted Florian Wirtz, and he's damn good. He could be the KDB successor, Florian Wirtz. The problem is Real Madrid want to replace Luka Modric with Florian Wirtz, so we're not getting him. So I'm actually struggling to see any good midfield options over there. I don't see any good midfield options or worthy of replacing Kevin De Bruyne. Please now. JSK says we should go for Jamal Musiala no matter how much he costs. But Jamal Musiala would not want to leave Bayern Munich, right? He has come from the Bayern Academy as well, if I'm not wrong. So it's generally very difficult for German for players like that to leave Bayern Munich, especially people who have come from their academy. It's then it doesn't become about the money; it becomes about the will to leave, and I don't think it's possible to bring Jamal Musiala out from there. Just thinking who could be the midfield options, and I don't. I mean, this could not be the much talked about option in our fan base, but I actually think Oscar Bob could be an very good replacement. Not of Kevin De Bruyne, he plays almost like David Silva, but I actually think Oscar Bob would suit this system very well. He's damn good in short spaces. They say that Oscar Bob glides through spaces like they don't exist. People in the academy say that they haven't seen someone as silky, as technical in a long time. So that's very interesting comments about Oscar Bob. So I actually want Oscar Bob to have a breakthrough season next season and him to be our eventual successor of KDB or even a David Silva. I mean, he's not the kind of player like KDB, but he has the qualities to play in that cam role, and those qualities, short passes, he plays the ball forward very well. I think they would suit our system very well rather than a KDB like player. But JSK Jude is out of question, I think, because I mean, all of the rumors are like Jude will go to Liverpool. It seems that I'm not sure of this, but there were a few outlets reporting a week back that Liverpool will be appointing Ralph Ragnick as the technical director for transfers, of course, and uh, Jude's father or someone close to Jude is also being promised a job at Liverpool, and he has agreed. And Jude is a boyhood Liverpool fan. I think Jude is going to City because Jude to City has actually died down a lot, and I mean, it of course could still happen, but we are being linked with Alexis McAllister, and I don't think Alexis McAllister is a downgrade on Jude Bellingham or something. He has extreme potential and he has good close control. He can dribble through tight spaces. He's very good defensively as well. So I would be happy with Alexis McAllister rather than going for Jude Bellingham because we could then spend that money. We could get McAllister for 70 million or so. And then we could spend the rest of that money on Josko Guardiola, on a right back, on Rafinha. So I think that would be the better option. City are attacking from the last 5 minutes. Natanake on the ball. Ake does well. 1v1 defending, I've always said. He's one of the best in the league behind Van Dijk. And this season he's been better than Van Dijk as well. 1v1 duels. Ake is top 5 in the world and is the best in the Premier League. Whatever people might argue with me. He's a killer on 1v1 situations, Nathan Ake. That's why it would be interesting. Josko Guardiola we get, he's an absolute beast in 1v1 situations. Ake is a beast in 1v1 situations. And Ruben Diaz, we know, he's an absolute monster in 1v1. So then we would have three centre backs in Guardiola, Ake and Ruben Diaz. If we get Guardiola, who are extremely comfortable playing 1v1 defending, 1v1 defending, large spaces behind them. They're extremely comfortable with the wingers running at them, which we have not had this season. Akanji sometimes here and there. Laporte, when a winger or attacking player runs at him, is not that comfortable. So then I think suddenly Pep can, he can push our attacking midfielders even more forward. So I think getting Josko Guardiola could remarkably change our system in favor of Erling Haaland. Rodri does well. Rahul is here. Hey Rahul, he says, I want Madison, Theo Hernandez. What about Madison? Rahul, we were linked with Madison a lot in the January transfer window and this January transfer window. And rumor has it that City wanted Madison on loan and with the option to sign full time, of course, in the summer transfer window, and Leicester disagreed. But with Madison, I would say he's a bit injury prone. His close control, his attacking verve is absolutely fantastic. Should have gone for the shot there. I think Ford and he should have gone for the shot there. Yeah, so I think Madison would have been perfect, but for City, he plays, he's unpressable, he's almost like a Pep kind of a player. His energy, he's tenacious, he presses well, maintains the pressing structure, his balls forward are very good, his attacking runs are reminiscent of Ilkay Gundogan, long shots are reminiscent of De Bruyne in a different way. So Madison would be good, but I'm not satisfied with his injury record, and I don't think that Madison would. Just because of the injury record, I'm actually not sure about Madison. Rest all, I'm fine with getting Madison. It's just the injury record that concerns me. And also, I would prefer someone a bit more younger than Madison. I would prefer someone at the 22, 23, something like that, so that they can develop into a long-term prospect. JSK says, or let's get Mount or Rice. No Mount, JSK. If we get Mount, I'm just gonna shut down the stream that day and I'm just gonna run out. No Mason Mount, no Mason Mount at all, JSK. In fact, we would give a chance to someone like an Oscar Bob, James McAtee, and people like that from the academy instead of Mason Mount. JSK says Madison is not good enough. I think it's good enough, but I actually think that the injury record is what terrifies me actually. What is it? Why it isn't a foul against Erling Haaland? The referee is given a free kick and I think it's outside the box. Anyway, the foul started. Let's see it on the replay. Akanji, good ball. But the position which Madison plays is actually will be actually very interesting to discuss because Madison would not suit in. I mean, Madison would not suit as a box-to-box midfielder beside Rodri, for example. The perfect position for Madison would be just behind Erling Haaland, the role that Gundogan plays with the third man run. Because Madison's strength is the third man run. He almost makes those blind-sided runs into the box. He loves to get into the box. He loves to attack the penalty box of the opponents. That is his extreme strength, apart from passing, all of those things. So that is the reason why Pep is actually going for him, because Pep has realized to make Haaland work, you need someone making those second man runs, someone making those third man runs, like an Ilkay Gundogan does, like an Alvarez does, and things like that. I think that's why Pep went for Madison. Rahul says, what about Theo Hernandez? Theo Hernandez, honestly, Rahul is not suitable for our system because I think on this channel we have discussed Theo Hernandez a lot. Last summer transfer window, we were after fullbacks. Cucurella, Borna Sosa, we were after David Raum. Theo Hernandez was also linked a bit. The guy from Fulham, Anthony Robinson, was also linked a bit. But Theo Hernandez, for me, he does this up down thing a lot. But for this Pep system, especially with Haaland, you don't need your fullbacks to actually provide width. You need this you actually need your fullback to cut inside and cut inside beside Rodri, for example. Now the right back is doing because Ake is not good at it, but generally you need him to play the role which Rico Lewis does, and I don't think Theo Hernandez is good for that role actually. So I mean, rather than Theo Hernandez, I would actually prefer Rafael Guerrero of Borussia Dortmund. Granted, is not defensively that sound, but Rafael Guerrero is his attacking strength is just superb. You know the way he comes inside, places an inverted fullback, and Rafael Guerrero would be much more suited to us than a Theo Hernandez. And if it's not a Rafael Guerrero, and also he's a free agent this summer, Rafael Guerrero. So I actually think he could be the perfect signing for us. But if not Rafael Guerrero, I think David Raum is interesting because he can play fullback, he can come inside and play as an inverted fullback. His defensively and offensively, David Raum is just fantastic. Foden's lost the ball. Wilfried Zaha on a counter attack. Wilfried Zaha on a counter attack here. Just block him, block him, block him, block him. Excellent block. Wonderful block there. Was it from Ruben Diaz? What a block. What a block that was from Ruben Diaz. That is what is 1v1 defending, I'm saying actually. Actually, it's Akanji with the block, I think. Anyway, wonderful block. But with Guardiola, will go in confidence with those kind of things. Definitely no Mason Raul, exactly, right? Rahul says, if we are able to give Bernardo, it's like a big signing. I would disagree with you here, Rahul. I would honestly not want to keep Bernardo because I think Bernardo inhibits the system. It's actually sad that I have to say this because Bernardo has been, we as City fans have been so much emotionally attached to Bernardo. A lot of great moments for Bernardo. Bernardo has given his everything for the club. But just keeping the emotions, it's a Crystal Palace ball into the box, and that's again a good header out. Clear it, clear it, clear the bloody ball out. Yes, clear the bloody ball out. Palace are a bit on the upsurge now. That's a foul on Gundogan. City get a bit of a relief over there. Again, all of this comes from Foden actually losing the ball in the midfield. So, I mean, with Bernardo, I actually think he doesn't suit the system because when Bernardo gets the ball, he doesn't look for the tall and run, or he doesn't look to pass it forward. Bernardo, if you observe in the last few games, especially, Bernardo is looking to play that extra pass, and that is perfect if it's a false nine system. If you're playing with Alvarez, for example, who can drop in, play the false nine system as well and stuff like that. So that is perfect. But when you're playing with Erling Haaland, when he's making those runs, every time City have the ball, you have to release it quicker, and Bernardo is just keeping that ball a little bit more. And honestly, I think Bernardo has his mind out from here because Bernardo has won so many Premier League titles. He's won at least 3 Premier League titles here, FA Cup, Carabao Cup. Okay, he's not won the Champions League, but he's won almost everything there is to win over here. So I think Bernardo is, to be honest, Bernardo is looking for a new experience, new adventure, and that happens, as a player when you win most of the things. You're like, fine, I've experienced this league, I've experienced the tactics of Pep Guardiola, I've been in exhilarating title races, I've made a difference in the big moments. Liverpool 2019, January the 2nd, for example, lot of moments where Bernardo Silva has been the difference maker. Whenever City has been under the cost, Bernardo was called upon. So that's what Bernardo would be thinking, time for a new adventure, and that's fine. I think Alexis McAllister would be much more suited for the system because he loves to. That's an excellent take from Jack Grealish. He's just sold the dummy to the defender. Jack is now running at the Palace defense. The ball to Erling Haaland is just not fine enough. But look at the dummy which Jack Grealish had sold to the Palace defender over there. That is just fantastic. The Palace defender was left in the mud. He was left for dead. Because Alexis McAllister, he loves to move forward and he strikes a long shot. Defensively, he's good. You could argue Bernardo is also good as well. Defensively, he's good. He can play in those tight spaces just like Bernardo does. In the Argentina team, they were calling him the second Messi because his dribbling was only next to Lionel Messi, and you can actually realize how big of a compliment that is. So I actually would prefer having Alexis McAllister. This team needs a refresh for sure. This team needs a refresh. I know as fans it will be hard because we have had so many moments attached with Gundogan, with Bernardo Silva. Zinchenko was not easy for me to let him go through. Gabby was not easy for me to let him go through. Sterling, whatever people might say, it felt a little bit difficult because of the moment simply you enjoyed with the group right from the Centurion season. There were people in that group who were there with you actually. So it's not easy to leave it, but I think to move forward as a club, we have to get past certain players and we have to look forward for the future actually. 19 minutes gone. City started the match well, attacking wise, but right now we're not offering as much. Palace has come into the game slowly, so it's shaping up to be an interesting match. Alpsta is here. Hey, Alpsta, how are you? He says, hi, I'm here for 2 minutes. Thank you for coming on, Alpsta. I'm good, Alpsta. How are you? How are you? And I'll be much more good Saturday night with if City manage to win this match. That I mean, what else do you want on a Saturday night? Apart from that, that would just be fantastic. Glad you're happy, yes, and I'll be even more happy if City manage to get all the points here. Partly because there's also a last Premier League game because we have an FA Cup tie, right? So Arsenal will at least play two Premier League games and they don't have an FA Cup tie. So I think if we drop points here, the gap could be huge after the international break because I think the real running begins after the international break. So if we can keep the gap to 5 points at least before we go into the international break, then the running will be very interesting. It will be superb because after Palace away, we don't have any big away games, I think. Newcastle at home is also done. We have Liverpool at home. We have Chelsea at home as the last match, I think. That's a good run, but heavy touch by Rodri. Bloody heavy touch by Rodri. And ball goes out. Yeah, thank you, Alstar. I'll have a good stream. Thank you for coming on. And have a good weekend as well. Alas are now starting to take a bit of time on the goal kicks as well. Hippocratic Premier League rules. Ederson took half of this time for a goal kick against Arsenal and he was booked in the 15th minute. Now, where is the booking, ref? Give the booking to the Crystal Palace keeper, ref. The refereeing has been a bit iffy, I would say. Right from that offside goal against United. Just imagine if you had got that offside goal against Manchester United. The title race would be even more closer. 2 points, and that's nothing. I still feel the destiny is in our hands, but we have to win every game. We have to take maximum points from every game. That's how I'll put it. Otherwise, the destiny will slip out of your hands. And I feel once the destiny is not in your hands, then it's not a good thing always. Because if you want to win, but you want to win it in your own way, not relying on others. Crystal Palace look to break again, but City have been absolutely compact, very compact in defending against the counter attacks. We have to remember that Palace are not an easy team to break down, so patience is required. But what a chance Rodri had early on. Had that gone in, it would have been a different game. But we have to remember we were 2-0 down against the same opposition, and Palace were in a rich vein of form then when they were 2-0 up against us, and still we won it 4-2 Haaland hat trick. So, but that time you could argue Kevin De Bruyne was also in a rich vein of form, and circumstances there were different. The ball's gone out. It's ping ponging about the Palace area. So match is getting scruffy here. The match is getting absolutely scruffy here. It's gone outside again for a City throw in, I think. Pep will not like this. City are losing a bit of control here. Pep will not at all like this. Just push on, push on. The momentum has been broken since the 10th minute, I would say. No momentum with City. Palace are going man to man here, and that's the thing. And I think I know the centre backs are the spare man here, and that's a very good ball. Second ball, second ball, second ball. It was a tough ball. Stefan Ilkay Gundogan has now gone into the striking positions as well. So Pep knows here. I think Pep will have to bring on Julian Alvarez in this game. I think Rodri's been phenomenal in this game. He has got the much sought after rest. I think in the last game. So not the last game, the game before that. Rodri with the pass. Akanji. Someone bloody find Foden out wide. Foden is just waiting out wide with no one marking him. Nothing. Grealish is free. Foden is free. People out wide are free. Why the hell do you just want to pass? Yes, that's a good switch. That's a good switch. That's what you have to do. Switch. Erling! Ah. Jack Grealish with the ball now. Bernardo Silva. Ah. Erling Haaland just couldn't get his header right. Phil Foden with the ball again. Balls come back. Akanji, Rodri. We are recycling it well. The mojo's back. The mojo's back. Manuel Akanji. It's gone out. Rahul says, bro, you're doing great job to make Man City fan YouTube channel. Definitely one day your channel gets recognition. But the best of luck for this journey. Thank you. Rahul for those wishes. And thank you for the support as well for coming on the stream and contributing to the conversation, to the discussion, and all of it. Just makes me feel very good. The objective here is to just have great conversations with fellow fans, and I think the joy is in the conversations, the joy is in the discussions, the joy is in enjoying the happy moments, enjoying the sad moments together as City fans. I remember the discussion we all had late, I think after Spurs away we lost 1-0, and I think after the match ended we were having a discussion till what 1:30 in the night late, and that was, yeah, it's the happy moments, sad moments, you're together having that discussion. That's what makes it special. Jack Grealish, Bernardo Silva, Bernardo. Ah, it's gone out. I actually think space is out wide, and Pep is doing a good job, overloading the wide positions. But I think we're just not that aggressive. Maybe I think we should play in Phil Foden a bit more because he attacks the box very aggressively. He attacks the penalty area very aggressively. That's an excellent ball inside. Ah! How? Haaland! How did you miss it, man? Erling Haaland! How did you miss it? That was. Is it going to be one of those days? Wonderful ball. Ake inside. Haaland should score. Haaland should score over there. You're expecting the bloody neck to ripple over there. Erling should score. How did he miss it? Open goal, man. Literally open goal. How did Haaland miss it? Someone just tell me in the comments, please. How did Erling Haaland miss it? How is it possible? Agreed, against Forest, he was having a bad game, but again now, how did Haaland miss that? The best striker in the world football right now. And what a beautifully crafted move that is. I mean, even the guy who's showing the replay there is not able to understand. He's just, the cameraman is just puzzled. He's just zooming into Haaland every time now. How did he even miss it? Nathan Ake as well. Nathan gave it back to Jack. Yes. There was no one to play a 1-2. Haaland had the best chance. Should have scored. Just move on from it, but you can't move on. It hurts so much, but that's a giveaway. That's a giveaway. That's a giveaway. Nothing again. Nothing does well. Erling. Yes, he does the sensible thing there. How did Erling miss there? Wow, so many chances, guys. So many chances. What a cross from Erling Haaland. How did Foden miss there? Was it Foden? Yes, someone. I think it was Foden who missed there. Rodri's hurt, and that should be a yellow card, ref. That should be a bloody yellow card. Yes, it's Luka Miljovic, and that's definitely a yellow card over there. Look at how he's just tapped on the backside of Rodri's heel, but two chances at least, and one chance in the beginning when the goalkeeper makes a save. How is this game goalless in the 30th minute? Just pisses me off. An Arsenal score bloody from without any objective or something. They just score, the ball just goes in. We craft out wonderful moves, and still the ball doesn't go in. Erling Haaland, I don't know how he hasn't scored that. Good header from Rodri, I think. Jack Grealish does well. Was it offside? Probably it was offside, yeah. He was offside. Flagged offside. Again, Rodri should have scored there. They're showing the replay there. Erling Haaland gets the ball. Erling Haaland gets the ball. And then he passes it to Jack Grealish. Grealish gives it to Erling Haaland. I think it was Haaland. It was Haaland, but there was a deflection there. Should have at least been 2-0 up at this point. Erling! Ah! But Haaland is actually getting more shots on target in this game, and that's a positive, and that's a free kick for Palace. This referee is just giving Palace free kicks easily. And Guardiola did that and scored a goal against us in Leipzig, then it was not a foul. But we should have been 1-0 up, guys. Honestly, we should have been 1-0 up. Whatever people might say. The ball goes out for a City goal kick. Or is it a corner? 32 minutes gone. The second half will be tense if we don't score. It's a corner for Palace, and Ake does well, and it's a Palace throw in again. How did Haaland not score that? I still can't fathom that. Don't know how Haaland didn't score that goal. Open goal it was. Tarek Mitchell with the throw in. They just wasted time. Palace just want a draw. No wonder they've been winless in the last 9, 10, whatever games. They are taking bloody 1 minute on every throw in. Jordan Ayew with the triple. Phil Foden with the clearance. And Erling Haaland gets to it. I think. And the Palace defender gets the free kick again. They're just wasting time. They're just pissing us off. That's all. That's why against teams like this, you need to score those early goals, and their entire game plan goes out of the window. Over every free kick or every goal kick, Palace are taking 1 2 minutes off, and then that's what they do: lump a big ball inside, and it's a City throw. Rodri to Edison. Nathan! It was almost a silly mistake. Nathan Akin invited a counter attack onto himself. Bernardo Silva back to Edison, bloody attack! Why do you just want to play it back, back, back? Already Palace are pissing me off by wasting time, and again City they're just playing it backwards, backwards, and bloody backwards all the time. Our attacking phases of play have been so bloody good. Why are we not doing it more? The Palace have just not been able to deal with the movement of Ake and Jack Grealish, especially Ake going on the outside, Grealish inside, and then both of them are exchanging. Palace defenders don't know whom to stay with. Ruben Diaz, Rodri, John Stones, Rodri. Foden does well with his running side, but that's well defended and it's a corner. See, that is what you want. Take the bloody ball and run. Take the bloody ball and run. Look at what Foden has done here. Takes on one, gets past Tarek Mitchell, takes on two, and that's a good run. That's a fantastic run. Just feed the bloody ball to Foden more and more, guys. Ikai Gundogan with the corner. Jack Grealish does well to intercept it, and again the ball goes back to Jack Grealish. Ake is playing very well attacking wise as well. Phil Foden, and it's a City corner. Joachim Anderson has defended it well. Good that we are at least attacking a bit more. Phil Foden with the corner. Phil Foden. Ha ha. That's not a foul, ref. Ref is just stopping the game too much. Now Ayu will bloody lie down for the entire game. Nathan Ake, Kai Gundogan, Rodri, Nathan Ake. I just somehow want a bloody goal before half time actually. That would just cool the nerves in a particularly difficult away ground. Jack Grealish, Nathan Ake, Bernardo Silva. Triangles are very good on this left hand side. But the right hand side I think has been very, very aggressive. We're just not using Foden as much. That's the only thing. Ruben Diaz, Nathan Ake, Ruben Diaz, Jack Grealish, Bernardo Silva. It's a free kick to City. Just book Miljovic again and send him off. What a bloody little twat. Ikai Gundogan with the free kick. I actually think you might need Kevin De Bruyne to unlock this. Actually, we've unlocked the Palace defense. It's just a Haaland missing an open goal. Rodri with a good save good to the keeper. Haaland again, kind of missing an open goal again. So that's a City corner, I guess. But I don't think it will go for a corner. It's a goal kick. The ref is an absolute idiot. There's no point in arguing with him. It's a Palace foot. Yes. There's no point in arguing with this ref. Just an absolute idiot. It's a Palace throw, and I think we'll go into the break nil-nil. It would be fantastic if we score before the break. That's what I want, but it will be a bit disappointing if we go nil-nil because the game was not nil-nil. We were very good. It's not putting our chances away, and Palace is just wasting time from minute one. Erling Haaland is just having a field day with the Palace players. He's put another one down. I don't think Haaland did anything wrong over there. Don't think Haaland had any chance in that foul. He just had a bit of an arm around him and that's it. I think the referee is just not allowing the game to flow. Just go to some Spain and do refereeing. You do not want the match to flow or something like that. Just allow the bloody match to flow, ref. Should he get the ball back and one last attack probably before the break? Ball just not good enough from Ikai Gundogan. The referee is just giving fouls for Palace left and right. And I'm sure this ref will only add he wants to add half a minute of added time, but since that's not an option, he'll just add 1 minute of added time. Then there should be at least 3 4 minutes of added time for sure. Only see with the free kick. That's well defended. And Rodriguez kicked it out, and it's a Palace throw. Bloody, it's just 1 minute of added time. It's just a joke, right? It's just an absolute joke. Guaita would have wasted 1 minute on his goal kicks. Pep Guardiola is running to the dressing room, and it's been a frustrating game of football in this half. I must say, the Crystal Palace players were absolutely wasting time. They were wasting so much of time there. Like someone said, absolutely all of that waste of money should be timed. It should be like basketball. Keep hold of every bloody second the ball is out of play or the goalkeeper doesn't kick it. Why was Edison given a yellow card for time wasting and for Arsenal, and why is Wyatt are not given a yellow card now? Arsenal fans will not say anything like that about that because they only want to say things when things go in favor of City. It's just an absolute disgrace the way they were wasting time. It's just an absolute disgrace to the fans who have come so long to watch the team play. Palace at least have a duty to play football. Let them park the bus but play football. How can you bloody take one minute on every goal kick and one minute on every throw in, one minute on every free kick? And these bloody idiots are and these bloody idiots are just wasting time like they like. But Vishal, Guaita should have got a yellow card, right? With that logic, he should have got two yellows. On every goal kick, he's taking 1 minute. When Edison wasted 30 seconds against Arsenal in the 15th minute to take a goal kick, yellow card for Edison. Why doesn't the referee give it now to Guaita? Yellow card to Guaita. A lot of Palace players should have got yellow cards for time wasting, but the referee will not do that. A lot of things were not fouls on Palace players, but they're even bloody catching the ball before the ref is blowing a whistle. I just want us to batter them in the second half, batter them in a way that they will be afraid to waste time against us. I think just keeping their emotions apart, we must remember we were 2-0 down early on in the fixture and we defeated Palace 4-2 at the Etihad. I know it's at the Etihad, but we need to come out of this stronger. I think Pep Guardiola will throw all of his weapons now at Crystal Palace actually. Vishal says fair enough, but we know refereeing isn't consistent in the league. Exactly, exactly. The standards of refereeing has just been atrocious. It's just been awful. And the handball, for example, in favor of Liverpool. Okay, Salah misses the penalty, but that wasn't a handball at all today. The disgraceful thing about that was VAR checks it and still gives it a handball. That was never a handball in the game early on today. Bournemouth, Liverpool. Bayaji says every goalie wastes time when visiting Etihad but never gets booked until after 85th minute. Double standards by refs. Lot of double standard refereeing by Ajay this time, especially in the league and especially against us as well. And the time, I mean, let the goalkeeper waste time at least, but But what annoyed me most was towards the end, Palace players were holding on to the ball in a foul even before the referee blew it. And then the referee was also giving the decision in their favor when some of them were not fouls since they had grabbed the ball or something like that. It's just an disgrace and insult to the way to the fans who have come to watch the way Crystal Palace are just wasting time. It's just that Crystal Palace have come with the intention of waste time, waste time, waste time. That's all. And honestly, I will not blame them because we should have had a goal. What about the 1-0? Sorry, what about the miss by Erling Haaland? Bayachi, did you see it? What did you think of it? Open goal. He should have scored. Open goal. Haaland had missed. I'm just not understanding how even the very best strikers come to City and they suddenly keep missing goals. I bet even if Lionel Messi would have come to City, even he'll be missing open goals. Is it the curse of Raheem Sterling? I don't know. Is it the curse of Gabriel Jesus? I don't know, but I don't know why every time we carve out chances and this precisely for moments like these, right? Just precisely for moments like these, you bought Erling Haaland. Bayaji says that's what Haaland's job is at City. It's like whoever joins City loses finishing touch. It's specifically for fixtures like these, right? That we want Erling Haaland to score in tight games like this, 1-0, where his goal scoring, his finishing prowess makes the difference. And it wasn't a difficult chance. It's not that he was running at a narrow angle at the goalkeeper and he had to, strike at an outrageous angle. It was a bloody open goal. It was a goal. If Sterling could have missed, we would not have been surprised. But Erling Haaland, dare I say it was a goal even Sterling would have scored. The goal, it was just a simple open goal. Bloody no one even blocked it. That's what hurt me. Open goal. And what hurt me more was the move. The move was fantastic. Grealish on the outside. Ake drifted unnoticed on the inside. Grealish finds Ake finds Haaland. That is a perfect Pep Guardiola goal with a striker in it. That's an epitome. That is an epitome. It's a clear example of how Pep Guardiola wants to play with Erling Haaland in it. And you and goals better than that don't get crafted. I don't know how Haaland misses that. Vinay says, "What's your prediction after half time?" I don't predict, Vinay, because whenever I predict something, it just gets jinxed, and exactly the opposite thing happens. So I'll not want to jinx this match again. Vinay says, "Should win Palace haven't been in good form." But Vinay, teams don't be need to be in good form when they come when they come and play against City, right? Teams can be shit defensively. For example, look at Nottingham Forest. Their goal difference is bloody -30 or -40, and they defended against City like they're some okay. We missed chances, but they defended against us like there's some bloody AC Milan with Maldini and Cafu and all of them in their and Nesta in their bloody prime. So teams can be shit, but when they play City, they defend like they're top of the league or something like that. It's not luck, that's all. Everton, for example, bloody Everton haven't won 5 matches. You remember just before the New Year, 31st December, I think, 31st December night. Everton didn't have a point from the previous 6 matches, and they played shit all in that match and took a point with a Demari Gray goal. So form goes out of the window when you play City. JSK says Rafinha is what we need more than Jude Bellingham. Exactly, we need a winger who's more than the winger. I'm not complaining this match with our wingers because Grealish has been good in this match. He's been more aggressive. His stride shots, especially in the first quarter of the half, I think first 15-20 minutes, his stride shots from outside the box, his interchange with Ake, the way he's driving into the box with the ball. It's just dragging defenders inside out. It's been good. Phil Foden's been good, though we have not used him well. So yes, Rafinha is needed, but wingers are not a problem. Wingers are not a problem. Again, finishing is a problem. Easily, we could have been 2-0 up at least at half time in this game. Easy 2-0 up. I just can't understand how we are still, how this game is still 0-0. JSK says Sergio Aguero. Bloody, if Sergio would have scored that, if Sergio Aguero would have been there, now at least we're 2-0 up. Bayaji says this season, there's a pattern that if a team on a bad streak, they get to change their luck when playing City. I remember last season, I think it was last season. No, no, not last season, 2 seasons before, I think. Crystal Palace haven't bloody won in their last 7, 8 games or something. They haven't scored a, yeah, they haven't won. And then they come to Chelsea, who were like flying in the league at that time and were playing well, and they defeat Chelsea. So and that season also there was a pattern that whichever team was struggling and they played Chelsea, they just defeated Chelsea and they went on a run. So sad that this season it has to be us. United we are chasing PL players to finish their job. This striker finish, but that's exactly what Haaland has been bought on for, right, Vinay? It is in situations like these, it is in games like these. You actually want Julian Alvarez playing because Julian Alvarez. I think it was in the 30th when 32nd minute. I don't remember the time, but once White spills a ball and no one was there. Once one of the shot of Haaland deflects, no one was there. I think it is for things like that you wonder if Julian Alvarez needs to be there because Alvarez, whenever he plays, he always occupies the opposite post to Haaland. So whenever Haaland hits a shot or whoever hits a shot, Alvarez pounces on the rebound on the second ball because Alvarez thinking is like a striker and the thinking of Gundogan Bernardo is not like a striker. So honestly, the patterns of play, the approach play, everything has been good. It's just the finishing. And for me, I think the creativity, everything's there, but the frustration's finishing again. And the season, sadly, it's been a pattern. If the finishing's there, the creativity is not there. We are lethargic. If we are creative, the finishing's not there. At least the Riyad Mahrez, I'm thinking we need someone who attempts more shots on goal. That's the only thing. Bayaji says last season at Palace, Pep didn't make a change and City drew 0-0. Today he better be proactive. Palace away, right? Last season. I think Palace were the only. I think even Palace at the Etihad were. I think at the Etihad we lost. I think last time 2-0 or something. Don't remember the score line. But Palace have a record that last season they were the only team who prevented City from scoring in both the legs combined, away and home. Nasty time to be remembering all of those records, right? Vinay says, where's KDP? I think Pep is, I mean, it could be one of the two reasons. I hope it's the second one. The first one is Palace is so good on the counter, Zaha, Olesi, Ayu. So I think Pep fears that KDB plays those through balls and we get caught on the counter attack. And I hope this is not true. The second reason could be that maybe Pep wants to rest KDB for Leipzig. Pep wants to rest Mahrez for Leipzig. That's why they're not playing. And I hope the second reason is true. But my mind says maybe it could be 50-50 and maybe slightly I think Pep nowadays there's a pattern that Pep fears playing KDB against extremely good counter-attacking teams because he's played them against Crystal Palace and look, Palace had some good chances, right? Sean Longstaff should have pulled the trigger. Joel Linton missed one. So I actually think Palace had chances. They didn't. Sorry, Newcastle had chances in the previous game. It's just that they didn't take it. So I think that's why KDP is not playing. Vinay says no changes till 85. Hopefully Pep has learned from the Newcastle game that and he'll make one change. And I want the change to be Julian Alvarez. I want Julian Alvarez to play. I mean, I was surprised because if you don't play KDB, then you play Julian Alvarez. There's no second thought on it. I don't know why he's not playing Julian Alvarez. I don't know at all. Vinay says way KDB body movement is Pep doesn't get confidence in KDB. I mean, he is not in form, and we have to give it to him. I think when was the last time you saw KDB lose form? I mean, I think 2015 was the year when KDB came to us. I think, yeah, just before Pep's first season, Pellegrini's last season, and since then, KDB has been consistent year in and year out. okay, 1 or 2 matches after injury, that's fine. But generally, KDB has been consistent across the season. You just look at the assist charts in the Premier League from 2015 to 2000 last year, 2022, and you find KDB in the top three at least, if not the top. So I think it's fine if KDB has a season off. He's human, of course, right? 7 years without loss in form. You get that rest. You get that 1 year off. That's fine. Great players have had that dip in form. But then I wonder why is he not playing Julian Alvarez then? Because playing Bernardo, Gundogan, Rodri, and with Stones as well, when you're using Stones to cut inside sometimes alongside Rodri, doesn't it make the team just too defensive? I don't know. So the players are coming out, and are there any changes? That will be the interesting part. Are there any changes? I don't think there are any changes. There's no second thing, guys, here to hide from you all and stuff. And I think we need to win this game. That's it. We lose this game, and I think it's it's difficult. The lead could potentially get to 11 points because we don't play on next Saturday. There's the FA Cup game with the great Vincent Company visiting us. So even with games in hand, I think points on the board is important in the running, and it could get to 11 points, and it would just be ugly. Then I think we need to win this game. We need to win this game for sure. Selhurst Park under the lights. I know it's never easy. Let us just forget the second half, the first half, and just focus on it now. City are in a hurry, and we have to be. John, can you please throw it fast? Why are you wasting time? John, can you please throw it inside fast? That was not a good ball through by Manuel Akanji, but Nathanake goes on. Jack Grealish with the throw in. Manuel Akanji, Ruben Diaz. Can't waste any time, guys. We just need to get on with the attack fast. Nathanake. I know we have a risk of being stuck on the counter, but just need to go for it now. It's now or never. And the start will run in. Manuel Akanji. Phil Foden. Foden does extremely well. Nathanake. Rodri. Rodri gets the ball and Bernardo Silva playing in the half space. It's Gundogan actually. Gundogan in the half space and John Stones. Rodri. John Stones. Nathan Ake. Back again. Ruben Diaz. John Stones. Ruben Diaz. Bernardo Silva. Rodri. Almost a very good ball, almost a pitch of the ball for a Erling Haaland to attack. City get the ball back again. Manuel Akanji, Rodri. That's a foul by the ref. Sorry, that's a foul by the Palace player, and the ref is given a free kick. Nathan Ake, who's got the free kick, and that's a corner for City. Manuel Akanji did well to initially retrieve it, so Ikai Gundogan with the corner. That was a deep corner, and I won't say it's a bad corner, but it isn't a good one either. It was a normal corner. Olise with the ball, and the referee has given a free kick in our favor, I think, but I think the referee had to play advantage over there. It's never a free kick enough. I mean, it was a free kick, but the referee had to play advantage. Oh, he's bloody given the foul in favor of Crystal Palace. What else do you want to expect from this ref? Manuel Akanji, Nathan Ake, Rodri. That's a fantastic ball hit towards Phil Foden. It's a throw in for City. Manuel Akanji, Nathan Ake. I mean, it's again just not. We have not tested Guaita enough. Why don't we just go route one? I won't say process to Haaland or something like that, but just try to play Haaland in a bit more faster. That's the only thing I would say. Natanake. Jack Grealish. I think there's not been enough balls put into the box. It's just that we are playing the approach play, the creativity, the interchange of passes, everything has been superb. But apart from that, I don't think we've done enough to test Guetta. Haaland had a good chance, I agree, but you need to create more chances like that. Is it a free kick or is it a penalty? Maybe the foul started from outside the box. Yeah, I think the foul actually started from outside the box. So it was almost on. Ah, that's been the kind of day. Another day we could have got a penalty, but that was free kick. Gundogan and John Stones are planning something, so let us see how it works out. Vishal says, "Do you think that should have been a pen?" Actually, I think Vishal, the foul started from outside the box. To be fair, and I think that's what they see, right? When did the foul start? So I think it's fair enough. I think it's been given as a free kick because clearly the foul was okay. He fell inside the box, but I think they see the point of contact where the foul originated. So I think it was outside the box. So honestly, I think it wasn't a pen. But it's been that kind of a day, right? On another day, it could easily have been a pen. I mean, he could have fouled him just a bit inside the box. It wasn't far enough, right? Natanake there. Manuela Kenji. It's a foul in the favor of Crystal Palace. Just been frustrating. Not able to test Guaita enough. That's the only thing. Was a good free kick by Foden. He's won the knuckle free kick, something they say, which Ronaldo does. The ball doesn't move, and he did like that. So interesting. He's taken a Foden and he's bought on Julian Alvarez. This tells me that Foden is going to start against Leipzig. So what kind of a system will he play now? Will Alvarez go in this in the place of Foden, or will Alvarez play as a second striker to Haaland? That is the question. No, Alvarez is playing off the right wing. I think Rodri should have passed there instead of going for the shoot. It's a Palace free kick. That's a yellow card for Ruben Diaz. I mean, we know this team, right? Against Aston Villa, 2-0 down, and final day of the title. Came back 3-2 against West Ham, 2-0 down at half time, and came back 2-2 last season in the penultimate match in the run in. So we can come back. We can obviously come back, but it's just that the way this season's gone for us. Haaland plays in Jack Grealish. What is Jack Grealish doing on our right hand side? I don't know. Bernardo Silva is now there on our right hand side, and Bernardo. Wonderful touch from Julian Alvarez. Ah! Julian! What a touch, what a take. Should have finished it. Wonderful, wonderful, right? Just look at what Julian Alvarez did there. He just sold the defender down the river and honestly should have finished it, I guess. Alvarez doesn't miss generally. Should have finished it, Julian. Chance. Should have finished it. Luka Miljovic is going off. Someone called as Ahmeda is coming on. Be fair, I've never even heard of him. Vishal says for a guy with supposedly 99 finishing, he's missed the sitter. Lol. Well, you miss Haaland missed an open goal, right? And is said to be supposedly one of the best. Ronaldo missed things, open goals. Messi missed open goals and penalties. So it happens. It happens, I guess. Sometimes you miss open goals, and sometimes stupid finishing gets you goals. So it happens. This is part of football, I think. But the way he took that was excellent, right? He created the chance himself, sold a dummy to the defender, and that's a Palace throw. Diaz is arguing it should have been a City throw, so I don't know. Haaland does well over there, and Palace come out with the ball. I don't know how, but they come out with the ball, and that's well defended, extremely well defended because Palace were on the break. It as Eddie just played out fast. Yes, I'm just thinking, can we create one more chance? Can we create one more chance? The way Haaland and Alvarez has got them. One more chance. Can we create it? Ah, ball over the top is just not working. But there's much more freedom for Alvarez to move because everyone, all the defenders are focusing on Erling Haaland. So I think Alvarez will get another chance. I somehow have a gut feeling that Alvarez will get another chance. It's just that it's a matter of if he can take it or not, if he can finish it or not. That's the only thing. Rodri. Rodri again. Well done, Rodri. Nathan Ake, his delivery isn't the best, and he's got the ball. Ake's got the ball. And the referee is giving a yellow card for Ake. Well done, ref. But I thought Ake got the ball over there. The follow through was there, but Ake did get the ball. That's not a yellow, ref. It's never a yellow. Ake got the ball. Got the ball. Had a touch on the ball. Palace are attacking. It's an offside flag that is raised. City's ball now. He's dived. Ahmada, I think, is a player. He's dived. He's clearly dived. That is very well done by Jack Grealish. Rodri gets out with the ball. Rodri, just show urgency in your switch. Yes. Julian Alvarez. Rodri again. Rodri does well to get out. That's a corner for Palace. Sorry, that's a corner for City, of course. It's not a corner for Palace. And Olise is telling it's in. What an idiot. And in front of his eyes, the ball went out. City with the corner. Crap corner again, as usual. Ah, you just need to get it forward faster. You just need to attack the box a bit more aggressively. It's just not enough. Probably think KDB needs to come on now. It's an offside flag against Palace, and City get the ball. City get the free kick. Rodri. I'm still wondering how this game is just nil-nil. Two big chances. Two strikers who are the best in the world, and Alvarez and Haaland. They should be finishing chances of them quality. It's not acceptable. Kanji does well over there, winning the ball, and Ruben Diaz. Just spread it out wide. Spread it out wide. Yes. Ah. Haaland was almost coming in to tap it home. Bernardo Silva with the throw in. Not created enough chances, I would think. At least two more chances, guys. 20 minutes, two chances is not a big ask. Two clear cut chances, that's what I would want in 20 minutes. Bernardo Silva. John Stones. Ah! Anyway, was it offside? I don't know. But Haaland should have just swirled and turned and shot, that's all. Should not have looked to play anyone in. It's a substitute for Palace and 20 more minutes plus added time. Nathaniel Klein goes away and Joel Ward comes on. Palace are just bringing on the defensive reinforcements in the 70th minute itself. I'll not blame them. I'll not blame them. If you're nil-nil, if you're going through a bad patch against City, 20 more minutes to go. Not a bad idea. Manuela Kanji. Bernardo Silva. Pass cut off. Rodri does well. Rodri does extremely well to bring the ball out. He's been very good in those interceptions. It's just the final finish is not there, and maybe that bit creativity is not there, I think. But against a counter-attacking team like Palace, granted they're not in the best of form, but still they're a threat, right? With Zaha and everyone out there. So I think we have defended well, not conceded a single counter to Palace in this game. Should have put away chances. Should have been a classical away performance today. Another day it could have been 2-0. We would have been coasting and stuff, but no, not to be. Nathan Ake. Bernardo Silva, Bernardo, switch it wide, switch it wide, switch it wide. That is where the space is. Manuel. Go to Julian. Go to Julian. That is where the space is. The space is not in the central part of the pitch. Ah. Now Palace on the counter and a few more minutes. Bloody tick down clock. It's a City throw. I mean, everything's been fantastic today, apart from the finishing and probably creating chances, a bit more creativity. I think apart from that, everything's been very, very good. That's again my worry. Because against Forest, we were like that lackluster finishing, and then a defensive labs. Okay, that's fine, but lackluster finishing. And in that game, remember, it took a great Bernardo curler from outside the box to open the scoring. So in title runnings, we have matches like this. Remember, 2019 Leicester was drawing nil-nil, and then the great Vincent Kompany went on and scored goals that will be remembered for a long, long time in the history of not just City but in the history of Premier League books. I don't know why the referee didn't give any foul there. If it was City players doing that and Palace were attacking, the referee would have surely given away fouls. Sorry, it's Rodri. Good ball out to Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish has played a crap ball. What the hell, Jack? Kevin De Bruyne is getting ready. Commit the man. Will it be that way today? Glad Pep is making this change in the 75th minute and not in the 85th minute when the game's already gone. The ref has given a corner, but I don't think that was a penalty. It was convincing enough, but let us see it on the replay. I actually think he has a foot in on Gundogan. I don't know what the VAR will say about it. That's a penalty. That's a spot kick for City. It's a penalty. It's a penalty for City. It's a spot kick. It's a penalty. It's a silly challenge from Olise. It's a spot kick. It's a spot kick for City. It's a clear penalty. No chance of VAR or anyone overruling it. It's as clear as daylight. It's as clear as daylight. Who's gonna take it? I hope Gundogan doesn't take it. We want Haaland to take it. Haaland's there. Well, I can't watch. I can't watch it, guys. I just can't watch it. Just can't watch it. Tension so palpable. This could be a very, very important spot kick in our season. This spot kick could define our very season. And Erling Haaland is Mr. Sitter early on. Erling Haaland's not been in the best of goal scoring forms. And Erling Haaland scores! Haaland scores! Look at the way in which the guy went up to take the penalty, the ice cool nature of the way he's put it in. Wow. But I don't know what did you guys think, but uh, I don't know what you guys think, but I think the early on, the challenge early on before City got the corner kick as well. I thought that was a penalty actually before Olise did this. because I thought there as well, the Palace man got Gundogan. It wasn't as obvious, but this was. But this Olise one was a clear one. Which also says that wasn't a pen. Gundogan was all okay, okay. Then that's fair play. That's fair enough because I had only seen it like once in the replay quickly, and I thought there was contact, but yeah, maybe Gundogan was already falling. That's fair. That's fair actually. That's fine. Yeah, those are one of those decisions that if the ref would have given that, the VAR wouldn't have overturned it. I don't know what this clear and obvious thing is about VAR. So City attacking again. Vishal says Olise was so good this game, completely ruined it for his team. I think Vishal, that frustration came from the fact that he's just been doing defending, defending, and defending all the game, right? And his and you know when you don't have when you're an attacker, when you're an out and out winger, and when you don't have as many chances attacking wise, I think it just gets caught up sometime, and you just have that brain phase moment. So I think Palace not having any clear cut chances. They didn't have any clear cut chances this game, right? At least till now. It's not that you need too many chances to score against City. Forest showed that you just need one chance to score against City, but yeah, exactly. Vinay Olise doesn't want those who likes to get into his mind. Vishal says, yeah, he doesn't suit this team. Such a creative player and so tricky on his day. That is true, Vishal. That is true. Tricky on his day, but then I think that's what defines the that's what separates a mediocre player from someone who can be great, someone who can be excellent, right? John Joe Shelby is a very good player. There are moments if you see in a season where John Joe Shelby will have passes like you would think, oh, this is a passing range of a David Beckham or a Kevin De Bruyne, huh? And then he plays shit for 10 matches, 12 matches in a row actually. So I think Olise is much better than that. I know, but I think there is a bit of an inconsistency sometimes into Olise's game, and I think the next phase of Olise's development will be to get over that. How can I produce a seven every game rather than me producing nine in one game and then four in the other game? So I think that's what Olise should do. Yeah, exactly, Vishal. He's young. He will learn. He will learn. Yeah, he will learn. It's again the mentality thing. I think Zaha has kicked out on John Stones. I think Zaha has actually kicked out on John Stones. I'm not seeing it in in real time because the camera was just moving away from John Stones. But something has happened and Stones is actually down. And another thing is with the young players, you need to inculcate those habits in those formative years. For wingers, formative years are actually uh, different for different players. For attackers, I think yeah, up to 22, 23, 20, even 24 or formative years, I feel so. I think in those formative years, if you can get as a young player those good habits, like for example, Saka got from Mikel Arteta. This season, the consistency Saka has been showing is excellent. Pep Guardiola, Ford, and so there are patterns there. So I think that's why having a right coach is good. And like you said, he doesn't suit Patrick Vieira's style of play or system actually. Gary says, City pace poor. Man United will win the league. We bet. United 7-0, Gary, 7-0. 7-0. Do I have to tell it out more? 7-0. Kevin De Bruyne, wonderful there from Kevin De Bruyne. Can he find Haaland? What a ball there to find Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish, wonderful touch there, Jack Grealish. Haaland should have scored there. Haaland should have scored again. Vinay says Zaha could have been playing for a big club, has disciplinary reasons. Exactly, Zaha's talent, the way he can go both ways, and the way he can stuff out things from nothing. I actually think that Zaha could have been longer, gone to a big club, but I think he went to United and then, I don't know, disciplinary issues, some off the field personal life issues, and concerning him, and I think David Moyes or something like that, and then they sent him out of United. No defensive lapses in concentration here. No lapses in concentration at all. Vishal says, Mon City lost 8-1 to Boro, man. No point bringing up these losses. I think it's a corner for Palace, is it? Yeah, I know, Vishal. Every team has those big losses in their history. Every team, there's no team that is immune from it or something like that. So I mean, I just wanted to piss off the United fans there. That's all, because it's so fresh in the memory and like it happened this last week, right? So that was the only reason. But honestly, the point about the United 7-0 loss for me was the players gave up after 3-0. The players gave up. Teams lose by big margins, I do understand, but the players don't give up. Just keep the bloody ball. Why are we not keeping the ball now? I don't understand this. Why are we not keeping the ball now? Vishal says they do deserve to be humble, though the worst fan base in the world. Yeah, after winning like the Carabao Cup, and they won so many matches in a row, right? And they were like thinking as if they're unbeatable or something like that. Good defending there from Ikai Gundogan. Yeah, and football is such a leveler, right? It just humbles you like you can never imagine, because the exact same day the previous week, I think 2 weeks back, United were actually celebrating the Carabao Cup win, and the exact on the same Sunday night a week later, they are like 7-0. They've suffered one of the biggest losses in their history, if not the biggest one. So such a great leveler, right? It's like live football. The moment you think you're bigger than the game, it just brings you down to the earth. Vinay says, to be honest, no one was expecting 7-0. It was going out. I don't know why he put it out for a. Okay, it's offside, then that's fine. I mean, even after the first half, I thought that Liverpool United game was even. Probably United shaded it, probably, I thought, the first half, because United had chances. Rashford went through one, so United had chances. But the second half, I think it was tactical more than anything else. Ten Hag got done tactically by Jurgen Klopp. The positions Cody Gakpo was occupying, United are always getting outnumbered in the midfield. And Rashford, people were telling Rashford is the best player. United fans were telling, not people, that Rashford is one of the best players in the world and things like that. And Rashford couldn't come into the midfield because he's one dimensional. If you ask my opinion, Rashford is one dimensional. He still has a lot to learn. So I think that was Rashford became a liability for Ten Hag more than anything else. Vishal, just speaking of levelers, Liverpool losing 1-0 was brilliant. But it was time, right, Vishal, that Bournemouth got a result of that sort, because uh, Bournemouth were 2-0 up against Spurs and they lost. They were 2-0 up against Arsenal. You guys, I think last week, I was, by the way, expecting you guys to drop points. Kudos. in the mentality you showed and won that game. So uh, Bournemouth lost. So I think this game, Bournemouth, I think on the balance of play, on the blow off averages, I do think Bournemouth deserve to win this game against Liverpool. Vinicius Bruno is searching for offside goals, and he got one luckily against us, right? And Bruno was the captain, and he showed the weakest mentality of all in that defeat. I mean, what else are captains there for? Captains are not about the good days. The good days anybody can captain. You and I can be captain, right? It's where the bad days. That's where the leaders are most important, and that's where Bruno I think was the biggest letdown. His body language, the way he was sulking. I think at 3-0 down, 4-0 down, you sort of expected Bruno to say, pride, guys, we play for pride, if not anything else, and things like that. And the very fact that you give up after 3-0, 4-0 is a big crime in itself. Nervy moments, nervy moments for City. Vishal says there was an example of Odegaard 2-0 down at home and upping the team, and Bruno 1-0 down, just dropped the shoulders. Because, football 3-0 down, for example, Liverpool, AC Milan, against that AC Milan team, Maldini, Nesta, Cafu was there, I think. Shevchenko was the striker, who was the best striker in Europe back then, Istanbul. 3-0 down, and that's where Gerrard was like, one of the best leaders. I think you look at those sort of a games and you realize the importance of leadership, the importance of mentality more than anything else. Vishal says, yeah, they don't make captains like Gerard again. Man was a born leader. Yeah, exactly. People talk about his slip and all. I mean, I do talk about it just to, taunt Liverpool fans and stuff like that. Gerard never won a Premier League title, the slip and all. But honestly, the leadership of Gerard is like something else. Have to accept that, have to praise him for that. Gary says, we'll win all four trophies this season. Go United. I think he hasn't recovered from the 7-0 drubbing and he has just lost it. Kyle Walker's on the pitch. Good to see him. Edison almost made me have my heart in my mouth there. But again, calmly done by Edison. I'm actually getting tense here because this season we haven't seen of when did we see of a 1-0 win this season? I don't remember. I don't even think we have seen a 1-0 wins this season. That is why it's just getting on my nerve. Tough away game. Not being able to see of 1-0 wins. Gundogan. That's a foul on Jack Grealish. Charles says good win for City. There's pressure on us tomorrow. Gonna be a tough game. It's a foul on Jack Grealish. That's how the run-in is. That's how the run-in is, Vishal. And I think by the time the international break concludes, because next Saturday we are not playing because we have the FA Cup tie. You are playing, so I guess with that we will be on the same amount of games, right? So then we'll have an exact picture there. So But these kind of run-ins are, yeah, of course, as a fan, you feel the pressure, you feel every time when your opponent, for example, when we are playing, you want us to drop points. When you guys are playing, similarly, we want you to drop points. It's just fascinating. Whatever might be the outcome of the title race, Vishal says we already are on the same number of games. Is it? Because I always thought that you played in midweek, right? Of course, the last week I think, right? Yeah, that Everton game was there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, my bad. Yeah, it's the same number of games, and you'll have one more game right now. Yeah, my bad. You played against Everton. Yeah, that extra game. I mean, whatever might be the outcome of this title race, I would just say enjoy it because title races like these, they're just fantastic because we have been going through last season. Liverpool season before that was not there. I think before that Liverpool. So title races like these are just so. It might seem it's a lot of pressure, but just enjoy it. They're just so joyful. Just the way we have managed these last 4 minutes is just almost like fantastic. Yeah, it's full time now, and Patrick Vieira gives a big bear hug to Pep Guardiola. Erling Haaland penalty. If not for that Olise moment, what would have happened? Patrick Vieira would have been thinking. Crystal Palace fans would have been thinking. Olise himself would have been thinking. Haaland scoring the penalty, high school penalty. I think this game was strange because, in a way, if this game, for example, would have ended nil-nil, the only thing I would have felt is we didn't finish our chances, and that's why it's ended nil-nil. Because the defense was superb. I think this is one of the best I've seen us defend against good counter-attacking teams. Palace is a very good counter-attacking team. Zaha, Olise, Eze is fast. Edward came on. Milikovic is a good runner from the midfield. Luka Miljovic, Schlapp, I don't know if he's come on or not. He's good. So, Sambi Lokonga, I saw against Liverpool. The Arsenal player who's come to Palace on loan, I guess. I don't know. He's generally been good as well with his passing. So Palace are a damn good team. Palace are a good team, especially when they're set up just to hit on the break. And I don't think we have let Palace have a sniff today. Palace did not have a sniff at our goal today. The passing was very good. The creativity was good. The way we interchanged it almost seemed like Grealish, for example, or even Foden. They were not strangled. People doubled in on Grealish, and the way Ake was offering that outlet running, and it was difficult for the Palace players to understand, should we go with Ake or should we go with Jack Grealish? Same with Foden. It almost seemed that our wingers had a new lease of life. I think the only thing today would have been finishing if we would not have taken the win from this game today. It would just have been the finishing. Our finishing has let us down. I would have been very angry on Erling Haaland. The one thing has been bought on. The one thing we compromised a false nine system for him, right? And he's not finished. That would have been my reaction, but Haaland scores a penalty, high school. That's what for me, and I think that's what characters do because that's what big personalities do. Because that open goal miss here, that Nottingham Forest one open goal misses. I think two open goal misses Haaland. When Erling Haaland was placing that ball to take the penalty, I think in his mind all of those things would have run in. Is it just that my goal scoring form is not good and all? Despite all of that, he's gone on and struck that penalty, a very good penalty. I think kudos to Alan, kudos for the personality he is. And I think everything was almost perfect about today's game, except for the fact that I thought we could have won this 2-0, 3-0 with much better finishing. We have managed this game out and out very well. Baya, this is, to be honest, Haaland was absolutely crap except for the penalty. Exactly, exactly. If we would have dropped points, I would have gone in on Haaland. We sacrificed the system for Haaland and he's done that and all. I mean, the runs from Haaland again were good. That the run across the defender, for example, to have that open goal chance. Except the run was due to him. There was another run he made. Maybe he was offside of the Kevin De Bruyne pass. There was another header when Grealish crossed. I think Haaland had a heading chance as well. So the runs, the finishing was just not there. And I think the link up play from Haaland is also improving. It's also much better. It's not hindering our build up play, because the build up today I thought was smooth. Build up was much smooth. The build up I thought against Bournemouth was smooth. Against Forest, not so much. But I think from the last 2 3 games, the build up is actually getting smoother and smoother. Haaland is adjusting to this system. Julian Alvarez for me was super bright on the right wing, and I don't know why Pep doesn't play him there so much. Now all of us fans will be asking, why doesn't Pep play Julian Alvarez on the right? The dummy he sold the defender was just fantastic, right? Alvarez should have been finishing that, honestly. Vinicius' new way of City winning, not fluid football, but grind, ugly, inconsistent wins. But Vinay, another thing is, I think we are actually going through transition. I think we must agree with that. Okay, we are in the title race and all of that things, but we are going through transition. And I think when you're going through transition, I would prefer to go through a transition like this than a transition what Liverpool are going through. Like you lose a couple of games, you're just fighting for top four. Because whenever in this last from 2017, 2018 to till now, we and Liverpool have been the prime title contenders. And whenever Liverpool have had two dip seasons in the middle, right? And whenever Liverpool have had to go through transition in the middle, they would have a season where they would be just fighting for top four, big drop off. But City have also gone through transition in that period. That is what people don't, remember. We had to replace Fernandinho there. We had to replace Company there. Now we are replacing Aguero there. So we are playing without a left back for so long. So when we are going through transition, it's just that when City go through transition, we make sure that it doesn't affect our way of competing for the title and trophies. So I think at the end of the day, we must remember that we are going through transition as much as Liverpool is. Because Haaland, how does he fit into the system? The fluidity is not there. Jack Grealish is just about adapting to the system. Phil Foden is almost playing in a new role on the right wing, which he hasn't played in his life. Actually, we've got Julian Alvarez, who is like a striker. He's been asked to play in the hole. He's been asked to play in the Kevin De Bruyne sort of a role. We have a right back who's cutting in. Never in the last 4 5 years is a right back cutting so much like a Rico Lewis is doing this season. Rico Lewis is almost playing like a eight beside Rodri. So I actually think this season there's a lot of tactical aspects, and I'm actually proud that despite all of these tactical aspects, we're still able to put on those performances. We're still able to show personality and grind the wins. Because it could be very easy. City drop points, and we could all say go into transition, hiding behind the veil of excuses. But champions never hide behind the veil of excuses. They don't seek any refuge in any of the reasons. They're blunt, and that is what City are doing. So that's where I'm proud of the team. For the performances against Newcastle, performance like this, performance when we were 2-0 down against Spurs. I know there have been matches like Forest which are disappointing, but that's fine. But the grit we showed at the Emirates against Arsenal. So a lot of positives in part of, because this is a World Cup year. It's not a normal season coupled with the transition thing for us, and still we have been able to be there and thereabouts this season. Bayagis's first time whole season, City have 3 wins in a row in the Premier League, right? Vinay says it was a back six sometimes. I think that's the kind of a structure we are expecting with Haaland there now going into the future. I think you have your 3 centre backs, and then you have Rodri, and you have the right back cutting in. So you have 5, and then you have one box to box midfielder like a Bernardo, for example, dropping back. So it makes it a back six. I think that's what will see in the future as well, because honestly you're seeing McAllister come in instead of Bernardo Silva, right? So it'll be the same thing, a back six structure. But one thing I'm impressed with this structure is we are not being caught on the counter attack, and this is such a good game to prepare against RB Leipzig, right? Because Leipzig are a good counter attacking team, and the fact that we have been able to win this game 1-0, I think it would have just given so much confidence to this team. Because in the Champions League, who knows, we would be holding on to this 1-0 lead come 3 days time. I remember Atletico Madrid last time, right? We were 1-0 up in the first leg, and we were just holding on to the lead. 2 ties in total were 1-0, and we were just holding on to dear life at the end of that second leg. We suffered a lot of injuries in that leg as well. I think last season, was it? Season before, I don't remember. So I think this victory will give us confidence, especially that 1-0, you know. It is okay winning 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, but this 1-0 is what Pep Guardiola has been searching for this entire season, and this is when he has got it. Probably, I think he would not have asked it at a better time with Leipzig coming in and a crunch time of the title running after the international break. So I actually think it's the right time for us to win three matches in a row, first time in the season, and I start to winning 1-0. That to Edison keeping the a second clean sheet in a row. That is an other achievement, I think. JSK says, actually, this kit was cursed. If we had the blue one, we would have been 3-0 up. Again, that cursed kit. I mean, some City fans say this kit is cursed, and even that maroon kit. People hate that maroon kit even more. My God. I think Spurs away, we were having the same maroon kit. So people hate the maroon kit even more. They hate the maroon kit so much more. By the way, I haven't changed the score. And there's a reason for that because whenever City score and I change the score immediately, the opposition score. It happened in the FA Cup game against Liverpool. We were 1-0 up, I changed the score, immediately Liverpool 1-1. 2-1 up, I changed the score, Liverpool 2-2. From then on in 10 games, I wait before changing the score. Vinay says that Milan kit at least 5 out of 10, but third away kit is unprofessional. Kit is. I really hope for the next season we get better kits, especially the. I mean, the second and the third one. Third one, especially that Milan kit. Actually, I think it has the potential to become actually one of the more iconic kits if we just put up with it. The third kit is just, I somehow just don't like it, you know, the third kit. JSK says Rico Lewis will be target for Real Madrid to replace Carvajal, but JSK, I can imagine any player leaving for Real Madrid from City. If you tell me Haaland might leave, I would consider thinking about it. If you tell me Julian Alvarez, Real Madrid are poaching, they'll pay good money. I would think. If you say Joao Cancelo are poaching for, Madrid is poaching for Cancelo, I would probably think. But if you tell me Foden, Real Madrid wants Foden, Foden will say, no chance. Never, never in a million years. It's the same thing about Rico Lewis, local lad, born around here. Lewis will never leave. Rico Lewis will never leave. He's one of us. He's one of us. Foden is one of us. Rico Lewis is one of us. And when you come up from the academy and you have that feeling that I am one of you, you will not leave. Then money doesn't become a matter when you have that feeling. Money will be secondary. So in that sense, Lewis is never ever gonna leave. Just like Foden's never ever gonna leave. When Foden was being benched, I mean, I think 3 games before when Foden was being benched, and a lot of rumors in the English press that Foden will look to leave City. This team, Barcelona poaching Foden, this team poaching Foden. I'm like, I just sat there and had a laugh, you know. Phil Foden, even if you make him sit on that bloody bench all of his City career for the rest of his life, he will happily sit there. That is what Phil Foden is. That is his loyalty to the club. So Foden won't leave, Lewis won't leave, any of the one who has emerged from our academy. Okay, Sancho was a different thing. Sancho was not from our academy. He had come to our academy at 17 from Watford and he left one season. But Lewis and Phil are not like that. Lewis and Phil, right from 9 years of age, 10 years of age, spending time in the academy. Mina says Palace didn't do anything, came for a draw, no Mateta, Edward. Vinay says good night. Yeah, good night, Vinay. Hope you actually had a great stream and great match, and you'll enjoy the weekend because if City drop points here, it would have been worse. By the way, another thing is about Romeo Lavia. A lot of rumors are coming. I mean, Southampton are odds to go down, so a lot of rumors are coming. City want because Chelsea are behind him, United are behind him. So City want to activate his buyout clause, which is around 40 million pounds, 42 million pounds. I think Romeo Lavia will be actually very good for us. But then the question comes, what will actually happen to Calvin Phillips? I honestly don't know the answer to that. What will happen to Calvin Phillips? But I still remember a statement about Romeo Lavia, which an academy coach said, not now, but 2 years back, 3 years back. You know what he said? He said that in a long time, he hasn't seen someone so young at 16 years when Romeo Lavia came to the academy. The academy coach said he hasn't seen someone at 16 years of age who has such a mature understanding of the game. It almost seems like Romeo Lavia already is one step ahead of the entire game playing in the defensive midfield. He identifies areas and his recognition of space is just excellent, and to have that recognition of space as a CDM is particularly difficult because you've got to turn your head all around. You need to focus on everywhere because you are the one responsible for taking the ball from the defense, transforming into attack, intercepting a lot of things. And he said Romeo Lavia has a maturity that a top class CDM gets at 26, 27 when he has played so much amount of football. Romeo Lavia is a special kid. Whatever people tell me about Calvin Phillips, I really want us to get Romeo Lavia. Anyway, guys, I really hope you all have enjoyed the stream. Thank you so much for joining me here. And now we have won. This is the last Premier League game before the international break. So I think I mean, the nerves, the tension doesn't end here because now we have RB Leipzig coming to the Etihad. The good thing about that is we'll at least be in our normal kit, the normal city kit. So Champions League nights are, especially in the knockout stages, are never easy. There's always pressure associated with it. So let's see. And then we have Vincent Kompany coming with Burnley to us. That will be very exciting to see Vinny there. Hopefully manages City like Pep said sometime in the future. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining the stream. The conversations, everything was just fantastic. It was wonderful. Thank you for joining me in all of those discussions. And honestly, a tense game. And somehow we got the job done. And at this stage, getting the job done is much more important than how you get the job done. And we kept the clean sheet again, and that is just fantastic. Thank you guys again, and good night, and see you all.